Okay, so get this. We're talking billions of people dealing with both obesity and B nutrient deficiencies, like at the same time.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
It's one of those things you wouldn't think goes together.
Right.
And we're diving into this article from It's Strength by Fitness. I mean, they're usually all about, fitness.
Yeah.
But this one, it goes deeper into food, like what we're really eating.
It really struck me how they pointed out it's not just how much NEH you eat, but the quality.
Oh, for sure.
Because you can eat tons, be overweight even, but still be practically starving.
Wait, what? Starving how? Like, your body's got something to work with, right?
Yeah, but not the good stuff. It's like, imagine only eating candy bars all day.
Okay, bad example for me, but I get you.
Lots of calories, sure.
Yeah.
But your cells,
Yeah.
they're screaming for actual nutrients.
So someone could be, like, seriously overweight, but their insides are, like, deficient.
Exactly. That's what this whole thing's about. It's about nutrient density.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But, like,
Yeah.
why? Why wouldn't our bodies prioritize, I don't know, the good stuff first?
Well, see, that's the thing. Our bodies, they're really good at storing energy, right?
For, like, the lean times?
Exactly. Back in the day, when food was scarce, that was key for survival.
Makes sense.
So when we eat more calories than we burn, especially from those calorie-dense, nutrient-poor foods, guess what? Our bodies, they're like, time to stockpile. They store that excess as fat.
So we store the calories as fat, but those calories, they might not actually have the vitamins and minerals we need.
You got it. And this is where the article gets really interesting. They talk about the profit-driven plate.
The profit-driven plate.
Yeah, catchy, right? It's basically how a ton of the food we see everywhere today is designed more for profit than our health.
Oh, man, that makes me think about all those fast food commercials and those tempting supermarket displays.
Right. And it's those foods, the fast food, processed snacks, sugary drinks, that are often packed with calories but missing key nutrients.
They satisfy your hunger, but
leave you lacking in the long run.
So even if we feel like we're eating enough, we could be missing out on what our bodies actually need.
You hit the nail on the head.
And it's not just about us making better choices, is it?
Right. It's way bigger than that.
This article, it even touched on how, like, some communities, it's not even about choice, it's what they have access to.
Exactly. It's a systemic issue. Those processed, calorie-dense foods? They're often the cheapest, easiest to find.
Especially in what, like food deserts and stuff?
Yeah, places where there might not be a lot of grocery stores with fresh produce and stuff.
So even wanting to eat better doesn't guarantee you can.
Unfortunately not. And it creates this cycle, Unhealthy food leading to health problems, which can make it even harder to break free from those choices.
Man, it's kind of overwhelming when you think about it like that. But okay, so we've talked about the problem, this whole obesity nutrient deficiency link,
Yeah.
and some of the factors driving it.
Right.
But what can we actually do? Because
Right.
thankfully, the article does offer some solutions. They talk about a high-protein, plant-based diet.
Yeah, and there's definitely something to be said for that.
So like less junk, more veggies. Essentially, it's all about that nutrient density we talked about,
Yeah.
focusing on whole, unprocessed foods.
Instead of, like, that bag of chips calling my name, I should grab some carrots and hummus or...
See, you're getting it. Or maybe some nuts, some fruit.
Okay, but, like, realistically, isn't there always that yeah, but part?
Well, of course. Just like any dietary advice, there's no magic bullet.
Right, everyone's different.
Exactly. It's about finding what works for you.
Talking to a doctor, maybe a nutritionist.
For sure. They can help tailor a plan to your specific needs.
Which is a good reminder. Just because something works for one person doesn't mean it's right for everyone. But even with that said, this article had some, like, scary stats on how common these deficiencies are globally. Billions of people, right?
It's wild, isn't it?
Like iodine, vitamin E. I remember reading about those. Makes you wonder about your own levels, honestly.
They should. And that's the thing. People hear deficiency and think, oh, I'll just take a vitamin.
Right, like it's no big deal.
But these deficiencies, they can have huge consequences for your health. Take iodine, for example.
Oh, right, that's the thyroid one, isn't it?
Exactly. It's crucial for thyroid function, which affects your metabolism, growth, development.
Wow, okay, so not messing around with that one.
Not at all. Iodine deficiency can lead to all sorts of issues, from goiters to problems with your thinking and memory.
Okay, see, that's what I mean about this whole thing being eye-opening.
It really makes you think about food differently, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just about weight. It's about giving your body what it needs to thrive.
It's kind of scary, to be honest. All this time we've been, focusing on calories, on weight. but not so much on the stuff that makes up those calories.
And that's exactly what this article highlights so well. It's about shifting that focus from calorie counting to nutrient density.
Right, like making sure that what we're eating is actually fueling our bodies.
Exactly. Think of it like this. You wouldn't put, like, the wrong kind of gas in your car
Yeah.
and expect it to run properly.
Okay, that's a good analogy.
Food is kind of the same way. It's the fuel that keeps our bodies running.
So to wrap things up, I guess the takeaway here is we need to be way more mindful of what we put on our plates, right?
Absolutely. And not just for ourselves, but for, future generations. Making sure they understand this connection between food and health.
It's not just about being skinny or fat.
Not at all. It's about nourishing your body from the inside out.
And making sure that everyone has access to that kind of nourishment no matter where they live or what their income is.
Now you're talking. That's the bigger picture right there. Because everyone deserves to be healthy and thrive.
Couldn't agree more. Well, this has been a truly eye-opening deep dive. I know I'm definitely rethinking my own relationship with food after this.
Me too. It's a conversation that needs to keep happening.
For sure. To everyone listening, let us know what you think. Have you ever considered this whole idea of nutrient deficiency, even when you're not, underweight? Hit us up on social media. Let's keep this conversation going.